Good afternoon. Welcome to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your host for the day, DT. Hope you're having a great week. We're having a bit of a technical issue. Just give me 2 seconds. All right. Sounds like y'all can hear me. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. And obviously, I am not Kyle Wallace. I'm your girl, DT. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get into this. And I promise when we come back from our first break, I'm going to sound much better. Here is where we are today. If you haven't already heard, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has officially thrown his hat in the race for governor. Yes, that's right, for the 2026 race. Now, for many of you, you're thinking, so what, Denise? We know this, we get it. But here's the caveat here. We've got a number of people who have put their name in the hat. He is not alone, and already in the race, we have Sarah Rodriguez, the lieutenant governor, who announced early. Kelda Roys, state senator from Madison, has also entered the governor race. And this goes back to her 2018 run. Francesca Hong, who is a state representative who has also entered into the governor race. And what's interesting is that she describes herself as a wild card. On the Republican side, we've got Washington County Executive Josh Schuman, Bill Berrien, who is a business owner and manufacturing executive, again, who is running on the Republican ticket. Now, here's the thing. With so many voices and so many candidates, the messaging is going to be a lot. And so the question becomes, who's going to build the biggest coalition and convince us as the people of Wisconsin, Wisconsinites, that we really are going to move forward and get outside the usual base. Wisconsin, as we know, is what they call a swing state or a purple state. And I can tell you right now, as a registered voter, that this governor election, this governor race is going to be extremely important. This race is hot. And as we know, our current governor, Tony Evers, is stepping aside after 2 terms, and it's now become an open field. How Black voters viewed the Democratic Party just a year ago has shifted. How Black voters view the Republican Party compared to just a year ago has significantly shifted. You have a significant number of Black voters that have shifted. You have a number of Black voters that do not trust any entity of the government, whether it's local, state, national, federal, even with our government branches, whether it's legislative, judicial, executive, there's a lot of distrust. And regardless of how you feel about politics and government, this is going to be a major, major election. Now, going back to David Crowley. David Crowley is 39 years old. He wants to be Wisconsin's first Black governor. And based on what we've heard from Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley so far, he's running to be more than just a familiar face in power. He wants us to talk about what too many of us are already feeling, and that's rising bills, stretched, and I mean stretched paychecks, housing that we can barely afford, and schools that, quite frankly, you believe in one day and the next you don't. So we're going to unpack this when we come back from our first break, and I promise I'm going to get this technical challenge resolved. Also, in Truth and Power with Kyle Wallace, we're going to be dissecting a very, very disturbing headline. And the reason why this is so important is because I'm seeing more of this happening. If you have not already heard or read, a former Bradley Tech High School safety officer has been accused of sending inappropriate texts to a student. We're going to get into that. Also, the Trump administration, this is so interesting to me, so I can't wait for us to dive into this. The Trump administration has boosted, that's right, boosted HBCU funding after cutting grants for Hispanic serving colleges. We're going to get into that. This is Truth in Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host, filling in for Mr. Wallace as he's on assignment today. Your girl DT, the effective communication coach. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. We're come back. We're going to dig in more into David Crowley, who is the Milwaukee County executive, launching the bid for governor. This is going to be a very, very important election. And we want to make sure you understand why, because we could very well elect the first Black governor of Wisconsin. But is that enough? Is him being from the 53206 zip code enough? Is him being open and transparent about his background? He's very open in terms of, I know what it's like to be evicted. I know what it's like to live check to check. I know what it's like to be broke. Are these things that are going to relate, and are they relevant for us as Black voters to potentially elect the first Black governor of Wisconsin? Again, you are listening to The Truth in Power with Kyle Wallace. This is your girl DT. We'll be back.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, I'm telling you this right now. Life is better with a home policy from American Family Insurance, and it is so easy today to get a quote. You can get a quote online by simply going to amfam.com, or what I love about it, I like talking to people in person, so you can also find an agent near you while visiting amfam.com. And with American Family Insurance, you always know you feel protected and you are free to enjoy your dreams. And that's from decorating a new nursery to hosting a family reunion in your new backyard to whatever life brings you. American Family Insurance has your back. So always remember to insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Visit amfam.com to get a quote or find an agent near you.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Guru was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
I'm talking through VMix. I want to know if you can hear me talking through VMix.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call.
Okay, I'm going to hang up.
That's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think.
Testing,
1, 2, 3.
excited
to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
We are back. You are listening to Truth to Power. What's up, Truth Nation? I see y'all. I see the love. I so appreciate you. Y'all know how to make a girl feel just on cloud nine. It is Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. Shout out to all the Truth Nation that's represented in our YouTube. Is it message board, chat box? I don't know. But you can stream and watch me live right now on our YouTube channel. All you got to do is go to YouTube and subscribe by searching for 101.7 The Truth. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I see y'all. Dead Girl 2820. Yay, DT. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be seen, sis. And I'm happy to see you too. I just wanted to say about Monday night show, you handled that amazing and your truth was out. And although there was opposition, I heard you and I see you. Thank you so much, Dead Girl 2820. Because here's the thing. All I'm here to do is make sure that when our valued listeners that identify themselves as non-Black, and in that situation, the listener was a white guy. He was a white gentleman. And he said that basically it's difficult to talk about racism. And I basically responded, completely understand. Now imagine living in it. But again, Dead Girl 2820, that's a whole nother episode. But thank you so much. I see you, DVG, DVJ, Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real. Yeah, I know we had to handle some technical issues, but we're good now. So thank you for that. Now, before break, we were talking about the 2026 race for Madison, the next governor of Wisconsin. Who will that be? It's a wide open race. There's a lot of candidates, and there's one in particular that, if elected, will be Wisconsin's first Black governor, and that is Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. Now, I know David Crawley. I think he's a great person, great attitude, great family, great smile. And I appreciate hearing his voice any and every time I'm coming through the airport. I know what y'all thinking. What does that have to do with being governor? Nothing. But there are some questions that I hope that we as voters, taxpayers, citizens of Wisconsin will ask ourselves, because a lot of us, we ain't feeling that great about our governor. We ain't feeling that great about our president. We ain't feeling that great about elected officials. We're just not feeling great about government, period. Now, County Executive Crawley has been very open about his origin, his background. My question to you is, how much of this do we really care about in terms of politics, credibility, voter trust? Can a story of poverty, struggle, overcoming the usual political machinery and name recognition, is that level of authenticity going to help? Or is this something that you feel might be used against a candidate? Because what David Crawley has been very consistent about in his messaging is that he wants to be a governor for all of us. He wants to be a governor that's going to unite rural and urban Wisconsin, because we all know that right now this country is divided. This state is divided. Which policies are going to be appealing across these divides? Which of them are going to alienate? See, these are all the questions that we have to ask ourselves as voters. The way that we voted traditionally, I know me for one, I'm not voting based on the same information that I would look for 5 years ago, 2 years ago. Now, let me just run down some of the areas of focus that Crawley is promoting. And we're going to actually hear from County Executive David Crawley from an interview that he gave last week as he officially put his bid in for governor. Now, County Executive Crawley emphasizes housing, healthcare, and cost of living as very, very serious issues. Now, are these issues a Milwaukee thing, or is this something that all Wisconsinites can relate to? Tax relief, housing subsidies, rent control. Voters are dealing with tight budgets. We ain't got it right now. Prices continue to inflate. So are we going to vote for someone based on their name recognition, based on the fact that this person could be the first Black governor of Wisconsin, based on picking up some key endorsements? Where are we, Milwaukee? Where are we, Wisconsin Black voters, when it comes to this upcoming governor election? Because as much as Crawley is talking about the big things like the lowering cost of living, affordable housing, funding for public schools, what trade-offs are going to be needed? All of these questions we got to get ready for, because quite frankly, as a Black voter, I'm not voting the same. I'm not looking at things the same way. And I'm definitely, just because of my physical appearance, leaning towards a certain party versus another. 833-212-1017. Pat, thank you so much for your patience. You are live with DT on Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. What is your question or comment?
Hey, DT, how you doing?
I'm great, Pat. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to hear your voice. Come on, Good Karma brand. I love it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Because you're so informative, and it's like you give me things to think about, and I really love that. I am considering, I'm not the big vote or die type, but I would really love to vote for David Crowley because I have seen him out in the community. I love his story. He is talking about the things that all Americans are really witnessing, are dealing with right now when it comes to the financial struggles. What I would like to see him do is make it plain for us. Let us know, tell us exactly how some of these things that he's talking about are going to be accomplished, because that's the thing that I feel like usually I like what he's talking now, because I felt like that in the presidential election, that people were forgetting to talk about this stuff. But now that he's talking about it, I would really love for him to give a play-by-play, make it plain, let us understand what it is that he is planning on actually doing for Wisconsin. And I think he won't have a problem with the vote. I think it won't be a white-black thing. It won't be a Democrat, Republican. It'll be what people need and what people want. So I hope he's listening, and I hope he'll do that for us. Thank you for taking my call.
You are so welcome, Pat, and thank you for that insightful, open and transparent call to action, not just for Crowley, but the questions that you presented, Pat. Every candidate that's in front of us right now that has put their hat in the ring for governor should be able to answer. Now, we're going to do something interesting when we come back from this break, because I know I've got about, 36 more minutes. Here's what we're going to do, Truth Nation, because you deserve this. Now, y'all know I'm a communication coach, so I love debates, and I've always wanted to be a moderator for a political debate. So I'm going to pretend, when we come back from break, that I am a moderator for the governor's debate, the governor's seat debate, and I'm going to give you what I believe would be each of these candidates' quick pitch based on my research and based on what I've studied. And I just want to know, Truth Nation, tell me, does it land or not? So when we come back, I'm going to go through Crowley, Rodriguez, Royce, Hung, and I'm more than happy to give you some additional information. Because again, we've got on the Democratic side, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Senator Kelda Royce, and State Representative Francesca Hong. The Republicans include Washington County Exec Josh Showman and business leader Bill Berrien. So when we come back, as we are deciding who is going to lead the state of Wisconsin for the next 4 years, what do we even regard as leadership? Because remember, this is a swing state. And so every election, Wisconsinites, when we vote, every election is back and forth. It's red this term, blue this term, blue this term, red this term. So when we come back, we're going to do something interesting. I need you to tell me whether or not these pitches that are part of each candidate's campaign that I know of, is that landing with you? 833-212-1017. Get ready, because a lot of these candidates, as Pat had mentioned, they listen to this station. They listen to this show. And so let's get them ready. Let's tell them whether or not what you're campaigning is landing with Truth Nation. Stay locked in. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, your guest host for the day, DT. We'll be back.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at Hawes Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact Hawes of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
This summer, your wishes take center stage at Wish Fest at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all summer for over $1 million in prizes and earn entries into the Wish Fest prize drawings on Friday, September 26th. Your entries from July, August, and September all count. Plus, 5 lucky winners will have their ultimate wish granted. Wish big, win big. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and rewards member to play.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Green Bay Packers are 2-0 and will take on the Cleveland Browns at Hurlington Bank Field. That game begins at noon on Sunday. The Brewers start off their 3-game series against the Angels with the standout win, 9-2.
Fly ball center field. Perkins going back. Perkins at the track. He reaches up and makes the catch, and this ball game is over. The Brewers take game one, 9-2 over the Angels here tonight.
With a guarantee to make the playoffs, the crew is now looking to clinch the NL Central. They sit at 92-59 and 5 games ahead in the division. Number 7 ranked Badger Volleyball faces Marquette tonight at the Pfizer Forum. The game begins at 8 p.m. Badger Football will face Maryland at Camp Randall on Saturday. That game begins at 11 a.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, you are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host for today, for tomorrow, for Friday. Mr. Wallace is on assignment. He will be back. I know I got to tell y'all that because I get it. There's been a lot of changes going on, so I got to just put that disclaimer. Kyle will be back. Guess what, y'all? Speaking of being back, your girl DT will be live in Milwaukee next week. I'm coming home. That's my second home. First home, Evansville. Second home, Milwaukee. Third home, Dallas. I'm coming home. And yes, I will be broadcasting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will be back in Milwaukee next week, broadcasting live. It's going to be a lot, so just make sure you stay tuned in. And again, appreciate the love. Before we go to our Truth Talk and text line, I got to let everybody know. I love this. It is now your chance to be our one call, that's all, Gruber 5K giveaway entry for the day. Yes, right now you can be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 7, all the way to heaven. 7 heaven, all the way to heaven. Hey, be caller number 7 right now at 833-212-1017, and you're going to be entered in to win. Entered. I want to emphasize that. You're going to be entered to win the $5,000 giveaway with the award-winning 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Again, that is caller number 7 at 833-212-1017. And remember, if you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today. Visit them at gruber-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. Speaking of the Truth Nation, we see you. Going to our Truth Talk and text line, Ed G says, oh, wait a minute, before I get to Ed, Courtney, right? You got an unplugged version of Truth to Power today. Courtney says we can hear DT testing at break. It's live radio, y'all. But thanks for staying tuned in. Ed G on our Truth Talk and text line, which is 833-212-1017, says it will be very hard for a Democrat from Milwaukee to get elected statewide. The main issues that are affecting the state, Milwaukee County is going in wrong directions. HUD, crime, underfunded pensions. What accomplishments has he done in Milwaukee County? And Ed is referring to Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, who's put his hat in for governor, that will resonate with the rest of the state. I think that county tax he added is going to come back to hurt him if he makes it to a general election. Thank you so much for your perspective, Ed. Daniel on our Truth Talk and text line in reference to David Crowley putting his hat into the governor seat for election, as well as all the candidates. Daniel says, DT, these days of voting for the Democrat just because they are Democrat and voting for the black candidates because they are black and a Democrat and just blindly voting for them because of those two things are over. So yeah, I'm attracted to Crowley, but I need to hear plans and I need to do my own research into past efforts and works of all candidates and then recent efforts and work of all candidates and make a clear and concise decision from there, one that's not based on emotion or what people may think if I tell them who I voted for. Daniel, Andrew, can we give Daniel a like something? Because, man, you said something, Daniel. And I really want to underscore how you said that just because we have been conditioned to vote a certain way, that doesn't mean that we're doing that with this election. And I love how you emphasize the importance of doing your own research. Yes, Brother Daniel, thank you so much. Appreciate your call. Now, before break, that's the only thing about the hour show. It just goes by so fast, Truth Nation. I promise that we're going to try something here. So right now, we've got 4 candidates. On the Democratic side, we got Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, State Senator Kelda Royce, and State Representative Francesca Hong. We've got 2 Republicans who put their official bid for governor, and that is Washington County Executive Josh Shulman and business leader Bill Berrien. Now, let's imagine that each of these candidates are in front of you right now. Let's imagine that. I'm going to give you, Truth Nation, their quick pitch. Now, these are part of their campaign, not me. And Truth Nation, I want you to tell me whether or not it lands. You could tell me through the Truth Talk and text line. You could call in. Let me know, Truth Nation, our YouTube message board, 833-212-1017. Now, David Crowley, Milwaukee County Executive, part of his campaign is saying, I grew up in 53206. I know struggle, and I'll fight to make Wisconsin affordable for all. Does that land? Yes or no? Moving on to Rodriguez, and just keep them coming in, y'all. Let me know how you're feeling, because I'm telling you, a number of these candidates, if not all of them, are listening. And let me tell you why they're listening. It's just as so eloquently as Pat, our caller from earlier, stated. Just as much as we want to know about them and what matters to them, they want to know what matters to us. And the truth, 101.7 FM, is one of the few, if not the only station that is bringing you live, consecutive broadcasting regarding these subject matters. Now, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez says, quote, "I've already got statewide experience. I know how to govern, and I can keep Wisconsin moving forward." Does that land? Yes or no? Next, we got State Senator Kelda Royce, who says, "We have to protect democracy, reproductive rights, and stand strong against extremism." How are y'all feeling about that? Is that landing? And then finally, State Representative Francesca Hong. She says, "I'm the working mom in the race. I get what you're going through, and I'll fight for real affordability and creativity in government." So which one of these candidates, based on what I just shared, and again, these are their words, not mine, sounds like a leader that you would trust with not only your future, but your family's future? 833-212-1017. Now, I will say this. I'm going to our YouTube message board. Abstract says, nope, that does not resonate with the state. DVJ says, what David has going on for him more than anything is his authenticity. Obviously, it takes more than character, but it does help a ton. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real says, the third one sounded best to me. And so when we go back, the third one would have been Royce. So State Senator Kelda Royce says we have to protect democracy, reproductive rights, and stand strong against extremism. Keep them coming in. Let me know. Daniel on our Truth Talking text line says Crawley landed. That's somebody everybody can get with. Well, it sounds like y'all Truth Nation are telling me that if you had to vote today for the next governor of Wisconsin, it sounds like y'all be leaning more towards Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley. So again, my question is, and this goes back to what Pat said, I get the macro level statements, but who has the clearest plan? Are y'all with me, Truth Nation? I just want to know, because whether it's Milwaukee or Madison, whether it's up north or whether it's Milwaukee, whether it's Madison, you see what I'm saying? Like, who has the clearest plan? And what plan that's clear is going to address what we are facing right now in this state, in this city, and in this country? Is Wisconsin ready for a governor whose story is rooted in poverty and grit? Or do voters prefer experience and establishing credibility? Who already has credibility? Because I'm going to tell y'all this right now, for those that are listening that are registered Democrats, Republicans are going to come just like they did in the national presidential election. Republicans are going to come with that smoke. And they are going to come hard on taxes, education, and crime. So my question for those that are registered Democrats, I almost said a bad word, y'all. Y'all better pick a Democrat that is ready to fight. Do y'all hear me? If you are a registered Democrat, if you didn't learn from this last presidential election, if you didn't take anything else, these Republicans are coming with the heat. I won't even say the smoke. It's the heat, the fire. And so as much as you may be someone who grew up in a certain zip code, you may know what it's like to be a single parent. You've already got experience in the local government. Do not sleep on the Republican Party. So I ask you, Truth Nation, as you are doing your research, who from the Democratic Party, and I just gave you all the candidates, is ready not only to tell you what they're going to do, but tell you how they're about to hit back on the Republican Party? Because the Republican Party, they have been in the lab. You are listening to Truth to Power. We're going to go to our Truth Talk and text line. I am going to announce who our entry winner is for the Gruber Law $5,000 giveaway. So stay locked in. You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host today, tomorrow, and Friday. DT, the effective communication coach. You're listening to the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. 1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky businesses will win an opportunity for a monthly spotlight interview. Yes, you will win 3 interviews on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business's chance to be highlighted on The Truth for 3 months, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC.
Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Enjoy them with your favorite dipping sauce, or try them in one of our 2 new subs, Classic Crispy Chicken or Bold Buffalo Ranch Crispy Chicken. Both served on our fresh baked bread, made with quality you can taste. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, we find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with our credit specialists and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas, or visit mso.org.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. I am your guest host for today, DT, the effective communication coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you are having a great day. It's Hump Day. It's Wednesday, September 17th, 12:46 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've been talking about the governor race. Wisconsin, y'all might get y'all's first. Let me say that differently. I'm over here acting like I'm not a Wisconsinite anymore, just because, Wisconsin's home. Can't nobody say nothing bad to me about Wisconsin. We've been talking about the upcoming governor race. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley officially put his bid in for the governor race last week, and he would become, if elected, the first Wisconsin black governor, or first black Wisconsin governor. And we've been talking about, as black folks, as black voters, does that matter anymore? Now, if you had 5 to 10 minutes, Truth Nation, to sit across from these candidates that we've been talking about, what's the one question that you would ask them before giving them your vote, your valuable vote? When I go to our YouTube message board, there's a lot of questions for the candidates. LaRon on our YouTube message boards says, David, I'm gonna put some respect on it. County Executive David Crowley. LaRon says, an 11-year-old was killed last night and 3 people were killed by a 19-year-old fleeing police. What do you plan on doing about this behavior in Milwaukee? That's a valid question. DVJ says, we've only had, I believe, 2 or 3 black people that have ever run for governor in Wisconsin. It will be a tough sled, but I really believe David Crowley can win. Now, before break, I went through each of the candidates. Excuse me. It's live TV, live radio, y'all. I went through each of the candidates. And in terms of their campaigns. So I gave you a little quick pitch based on what they've already shared. On the Democratic side, we've got someone who just entered the race, I believe yesterday, and that's State Representative Francesca Hong, who says, quote, I'm the working mom in the race. I get what you're going through, and I'll fight for real affordability and creativity in government. What I love about y'all, Truth Nation, this is what I love. I love us so much because y'all basically said, yeah, that sounds good, but we need a plan. What does that mean when you say, I get what you're going through? What does that mean when you say, I'll fight for real affordability? What does that mean? What does that entail? So at the end of the day, this race for governor in 2026, it's going to be bigger than names. It's going to be bigger than slogans. And Truth Nation, it has to be about what you want Wisconsin to look like in 2026 and beyond. And it cannot be the way that traditionally we have voted as black folks, especially. And we must hold each of these candidates accountable to talk to us as if they were interviewing for a job. Tell me a time where you did this. Like, I don't need the macro level, yes, we can, hope change, no disrespect to President Barack Obama, but even Michelle has changed her tune. And I heard it straight from her mouth. When they go low, we go high. Yeah, she's not saying that anymore. Trust and believe. It's a new day. It's a new day. So if you had 5 minutes to sit across from these candidates, what is the one question that you would ask them before giving them your valuable vote? 833-212-1017. Al from Sherman Park, thank you so much for holding. What is your question or comment? You're live.
My comment is based on what the last governor did. So we all know struggle. We know how to turn some flour and water into some bread. But tell me how you're not going to trick me into extracting more tax dollars out of me. Tell me how you're not going to take the budget and write in $400 increase per student every year for 400 years. Tell me how you're not going to increase my sales tax without letting me have a voice in the decision. You know, say, tell me how you're not going to trick me into supporting Milwaukee Public Schools needing more tax money, and they haven't turned in their reports and have cost us money. And tell me how you're not going to fight against the legislature giving us money directly back to us so we can spend it where we need it rather than where you, the governor, thinks it should go.
Great point. Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate you, Al from Sherman Park. And before I forget, congratulations to Deborah. Deborah was our 7th caller who will now officially be entered into the Gruber Law 5K giveaway, $5,000 giveaway. Now, back to our YouTube message board. Dead Girl 2820 says, here's the thing with Wisconsin. Old white and young white men came out of the woodwork, not voting for years just to vote against Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. I believe this will happen again against County Executive Crawley. Thank you so much for that, Dead Girl 2820. And Ma the Elephant gave you a 100 emoji. Like, preach. Abstract Noir says, I would ask them, will they give Milwaukee County, and when we say them, we're talking about the candidates as of today that have officially put their hat in the ring for the governor office in 2026. Abstract Noir says, I would ask them, will they give Milwaukee County and the city of Milwaukee its fair share in revenue and then some? Ooh, that's a great question. Rachel says, Trump knew, hey, Rachel, hey, girl. Rachel says in our YouTube message board, Trump knew exactly what to promise, and he was elected without ever having to give a solid plan. That cannot happen or things will never change. I agree. And I'm pausing because Truth Nation, please do not underestimate your vote, the power of your vote. And all of these questions that you're presenting are so necessary and so provocative that deserve an answer. Not a, oh, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. I'm talking about step 1, 30, 60 day, 90 day plan, step 1 through 5. And when things become challenging, what's our contingency plan? Keep researching, keep holding the candidates accountable. And what I really want to emphasize is that whenever a candidate is letting you know they're going to be somewhere, show up and ask them these same questions to their face. This is Truth to Power. I'm signing off, y'all, but I will be back with you. Same time, same channel. Make it a great day. I love you so much. You deserve the best. Go tell somebody you love them as well. Peace out. Get yourself together and drive your funky soul. They're doing it down in that soul. Drive that funky soul. They're doing it by the beach. They're driving that funky soul. New York, get yourself together and drive your funky soul. Let your body pop and let your feeling flow. Raise up, get yourself together and drive that funky soul. When I say Sagittarius, drive that funky soul. When I say Pisces, holla and drive your funky soul. When I say Gemini, drive that funky soul.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, and I am Milwaukee. Truth in the Afternoon is a platform where you and I can share our love, our lives, and our journey together.